Hi everyone, so I want to share with you my latest sound design work for an indie game called My Dream Diary. It's a collaborative work between me and Kumagema. It's an indie game developer from Indonesia. So we are currently developing this game and it will be showcased later at IGDX, an Indonesia Game Developer Exchange that will be held on 10 to 12 October 2024. The story of the game is about a girl named Nanachi who her dad is passed away and inheriting a cart with a magic bonsai that can grow fruits. His dad used the cart and magic bonsai to sell drinks around the city, and now it's her turn to continue running the business. The gameplay is actually fairly simple. In the explore mode, we will direct Nanachi to stroll around the city and to find the seats. Unfortunately, at this moment, we can't really control where she's heading, but later, if things turn bright, hopefully the dev will be able to finalize the game and let the player decide or control where she is heading. Now, we gotta stick with it. As the story moving forward, player will be transferred to the vending mode where Nanachi will be making the drinks for the customer. You just need to mix the fruits to after what the customer wants. Depending on the how you solve the drill, there will be some combo involved. It's like all out personal attack, but with drinks, not just violent. So that's how the game is. Now I want to show you how the design process happened. First, both me and the game designer need to identify the events that need sound effects. Likely when I joined the team, they already have the list, so it made things easier. And they group it into several groups. But at the end, I expanded into 8 groups in total. As you see, we have UI group here. This is basically for the UI or the user interface. And then we also have Nanachi's group. This is for Nanachi's interaction. For example, this one, Nanachi start push the cart. This is when we want to move the Nanachi forward. The cart is moving. This is the wheel rotation on the road. The sound effect for the wheels when it's rotating. And then the Nanachi stop the cart. Obviously, when every time we want to stop the cart, there will be kind of like a squeaky sound. And we also have Nanachi footstep. Yeah, because Nanachi is walking, we also need footstep sound effects. As for this, we also have the first group. This is for the first interactions. For example, this one, interactable objects. And yeah, this is basically for when we find any seats on the street. So I made it into a 3D landscape so the sound effect will get louder or quieter depending on where the Nanachi is standing in. As we get closer to the seat, the sound will get louder, and as we move further away from the seat, and the sound will get quieter. I forgot to mention that this game has diary mode or diary feature. This is basically a memo where the player doesn't need to remember or to memorize everything in the game. For example, the customer behavior, like whatever the customer wants, like which drink they favor into, kind of those things. So yeah, every time the player opens the diary or the store sections, yeah, there will be a sound effect played on the background, which is this one. Diary open, diary update. Oh, this one is kind of new. I didn't see it back then, but I think it's like as it says on the description, it sounds of pencil strokes paper. So I think this is one. This one is when writing animations. And there, next page. This is when we move to. We're already moving through the pages. Diary close when we will close the diary. So we also have this inventory or brew open, a brew mode or vending mode. There's 2 groups like inventory or brewing open. This is basically the transition sound effects transitioning from the exploration mode to the vending mode. And most over on fruits hanging on the bonsai branch. So as you see, we have this bonsai shows up on the vending mode. When we hover on the fruits, it will trigger sound effects. And yeah, basically everything. Okay, now move forward to how I design the sound effects. Well, all of the sound effects are made by using samples. In this case, I'm using splice for my libraries, and then some sound effects are made by layered multiple samples, like for this one. So, wow, for this one is the transition sound effects. As I said before, I have to create the transition sound effect from the exploration mode to the vending mode. So here I layer multiple samples to get this result. So actually there is no recording at all, and if you're asking me why, because I don't have the proper room and mic. As simple as that. So yeah, initially I work on Logic, but then I move out and work directly on Fmod. You can directly manipulating the sound effects and test it on a sandbox. Yep. So if I want to adjust something like the volume knob, this can directly adjust the knob right here without having going through back and forth Logic and then Fmod. So I just simply tweak it and reset and retaste it on Sandbox. Well, it's more convenient this way. So, so I created all of the sound effects from the list. Check if there's some necessary adjustments, and then check how it sounds like when I mix them together on the sandbox, and then see if I needed some adjustment or not. Once I'm done with everything, I export the master bank and send it to the developer. And another thing why I move out to Fmod and directly work from there is because it enables me to design sound effect in 3D landscape like this one. Okay, I'll try to play this. We move the cursor right here, it will hear the sounds coming from upper left, and if I move the cursor to the listener to the upper right, you will hear the sounds coming from the upper right. So sounds cool, right? So yeah, overall it was fun, simple and pretty straightforward. There is no crazy design work implemented. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. See you on the next video. Bye.
Ya pari.